welcome to Yin with Aromatherapy. My name's Annalise. I appreciate you joining me for this next hour or so. Grab your essential oils if you have some that you'd like to use in tonight's practice, and just set your environment to, or just make it a distraction-free zone. Turn off your phone and make your space really a place to be nourished for the next short while. Now I've brought in a blend called Peace. It's a doTERRA blend, and the ingredients in this beauty is vetiver, lavender, ylang ylang, frankincense, clary sage, marjoram, labdanum, and spearmint. And this oil is really great if you're having a hard time finding that inner peace that we all love. So if you've got Peace blend or any oil that helps you feel peaceful, put some in your hand, rub your hands together, and then close your eyes and just cup your hands over your nose for a few deep breaths. Notice any memories, associations that might come up. Maybe sometimes you'll see colors or patterns changing behind your closed eyes. And then let's start to massage the oil into the body. I always like to put some on my heart, on my throat, anywhere that calls to you. I generally like to, while I'm applying it on my neck and shoulders, is just give myself a little shoulder squeeze, neck squeeze. Just releasing any tension with some loving touch. And oils under the feet are really nice too. There's lots of little points there related to all the different systems in the bodies that they can tap into. And then let's just come to sit for a moment, comfortable and still, spine tall, shoulders down, chest open, head lightly drawing upward through the crown, so the chin ever so slightly tucked in. And we're just going to take this time to find your calm center. So use the breath as a tool, maybe deepening the breath, lengthening the breath. And just check in with the mind, notice what thoughts are swirling in there, and with gratitude, just send them away. Drift them away from you so that you can have that space, that mental space, to be more present and to find contentment in a relaxed state. And that's really the idea of Santosha, is always remaining in your calm center no matter what is going on. And so this Peace blend is a really amazing support to help find that calm center that is within you, that does allow for great contentment in life. And that place where we let go of seeking and craving and wanting, and just accepting and appreciating and allowing what is to be. We'll start with a square pose for the legs. So basically you could just keep your legs crossed. I've got my left leg in front. So if you can put your left leg in front, that would be good. And you could just sort of move your feet forward a little and sort of imagine them pressing away. So that could be your square pose. Or you could stack the left leg on top of the right. Just going to make sure I'm nice and grounded through the sitting bones. You could sit up on a block too. We are going to fold forward here, so if it would be helpful to have a block underneath you on your bum, under your bum, you can do that. Also, this right leg, if you want, can extend forward as an option. And let's just take a nice tall inhale. Open the mouth, sigh. Let's do that a couple more times. We'll start to fold forward here, breathing in and out the nose. You might want blocks underneath your hands. I'm just going to come forward. You could even put your hands by your side and just with a flat back, start to hinge forward. Or if you know you've got a nice healthy lower back and you want to flex the spine, you can come a little bit lower to the ground, rounding the back. Breathe into sensation. Stay soft. And take 5 more breaths here. So just notice if you can let go at all, or if you need any props that would support your pose better for the last few breaths. And then slowly walk the hands towards you. Now we're going to lift up this left leg and take the left heel behind you. So now we've got deer pose legs. Sit nice and tall. And then when you breathe out, twist to your right and just support your leg with your left hand, and the right hand can just rest on the ground beside you. Keep the chest open. You could even turn the gaze back, gliding it over the right shoulder behind you. Observe the breath. Notice if you want to breathe deeper, if the mind is still active or you're still feeling like you're looking for some more peace. Take some deeper, slower breaths. Start to unravel, come forward. And bring your legs forward, straightening them out and just giving them a little flutter kick. So this time we'll do a square pose with the right leg in front or stacked on top, depending on what you're doing. So first level is just one leg in front of the other, and then or you could have that left leg extended out, or stack one leg, the right leg on top of the left. Eventually, the heels come kind of press away, but the knees feel like they're coming closer together. And let's take a breath in, and exhale, hands down by the side or in front. Exhale, fold. Now I'm going to leave it up to you how deep you go. This can be really intense for the hips. So I want you to listen to your body, honor and respect this moment that you're in. And do what feels right, what feels the most loving and nourishing. And I notice this side for me is quite different than the other side. So it's a beautiful opportunity to be curious about, how we use different sides of our body and what stretches affect us in different ways on either side. Take a deep breath in and out just to complete here, and then use your inhale to walk the hands forward. You're going to lift up the right leg and take the right heel back by your bum. All right. Sit nice and tall through the spine, the crown, and exhale, twist to the left. Heart stays open, shoulders relax down the back. Left hand just rests on the ground there. And maybe the gaze glides back too. Nice deep inhale, long exhale, and come back to center. All right, let's come onto our hands and knees now. This way. And just stack your body like a table, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then just start to flow through the spine. Tone the spine with a cat-cow movement. Use your inhale to extend your tail back and your crown up. And then exhale, round the back as you draw the belly in. Let your head hang heavy as you press the floor away. And flow, inhaling to extend. Exhaling to round and flex. All right, we're going to come into a dragon pose or a lunge. So you can come from a tabletop position, just bringing that right foot forward, or if you want to stretch out the legs into a down dog first, and then bring that right foot inside the hands at the front, you can do that. Drop the left knee down. You might find it handy to have blocks here, either side, for your hands to rest on. And you can take your left leg back as far as feels comfortable. And just stay upright for now. Another option, if you don't want to have your hands on the ground or the blocks, is to put them on your knee. Take another few breaths here. Know that you can adjust your pose, although this yin practice is one of stillness. If you find you've gone too far, there's no crime in adjusting, coming back to stillness. Rather than enduring pain, you want to find a beautiful sensation that you can breathe into for calmness without pain. It's always good, right? All right, I'm going to take my foot outside my right hand, pointing the toes off to about 45 degrees. Blocks can still support the hands if you need a little bit less space. So this is starting to really open up that right hip more and more, actually. And from here, we're going to come into a swan pose. So you can actually just stretch out a little, moving the body forward and back. You could just come back into a down dog or a tabletop before bringing the right knee to the right wrist, swinging the foot over to the left, and then walking the left leg back behind you. Let's come to sit up first. Swan position. Blocks by your sides can be really nice. Here, and just think about your hips. I can tell I could easily sort of swing down, so I'm going to grab a blanket and wedge it underneath my right hip. So if you find you'd like to grab something just to keep the hips nice and square, do that now. And this is a really nice chest opener. We can even, depending on your body and your practice, you could let the head drop back. Only do that if you know your neck is in good shape today. And if you have any variation that you like to play with here, you just go ahead. We are going to fold down in a few breaths. I know that that's a favorite. This is just really nice for expanding, feeling the expansion, the broadness across the collarbone. And then we'll start to fold forward. And I find that this pose, swan pose, sleeping swan pose, can bring up a lot of mental activity. It can bring up a lot of reactions. It can bring up a lot of mental meanderings. And often that's because we're really stretching out through the hip and bringing up sort of vibrations that we've held in our body that have stiffened us up over the years for a long time, and it can sort of play into the mind. So here is a beautiful opportunity to find your calm center. Breathe in and out. And find your calm center. Imagine that you're like a tree trunk, deeply rooted. So no matter what weather or wild winds come by, you are not shaken. You are calm. Peaceful. And curious. Just allow the body to sink into this pose. I should mention, if you do have knees that complain when you're doing such poses, I would recommend doing this pose lying on your back and creating a figure 4 with your legs and just bringing the legs in towards you, so it's just less impact on the knees. Let's take a few more breaths. Let go. Receive breaths a few more times. When you're ready, slowly walk the hands towards you. Bring the body back up. You can come back into your tabletop position or down dog, and just stretch that right leg and hip out any which way. And then we'll come into our lunge or dragon pose with the left foot forward inside the hands. Okay. So first side teaches the second side. You want your knee above your ankle. Keep the collarbone broad. Choose your position, hands on knee or on the ground or on blocks. And then start to heel toe your left foot outside your left hand, directing the toes 45 degrees away, same as the knee. And take some really grounding breaths here. All right, we're going to come into a swan pose. So however you want to get there, bringing that left knee behind the left wrist, walking the right leg back, and sitting upright to begin. Beautiful back bend, right for the shoulders, right for the energetic heart. And as you're ready, start to fold down into your sleeping swan. If you want to take a sigh, exhale, just to really release any pent up tension, you can do that as many times as you like, and then settle back into nostril breathing. Find your calm center. Okay, stay connected to your breathing. That will help. Find that inner peace. And as you're ready to come up, use an inhalation to slowly walk the hands up towards your body and come back into tabletop or down dog and just move the body out, stretch out any crunchy bits. And then we'll come to sit on your bottom with legs straight ahead or with bolster on top or underneath your knees. And we're just going to fold forward. And just take a moment here just to reconnect with yourself, with your calm center. The head is heavy, the jaw is soft, relaxed. And then as you're ready to come up, inhale and bring the body up. Let's come into a child's pose, a yin child's pose, where the legs are together and the feet and hands hang out together, and the forehead is resting on the ground or on a block. And start to come on up. So lastly, we're going to take our legs up, and you might like to find a wall to put the legs up, or you can just lie on your mat. I like to have a block underneath my sacrum if I'm not at the wall. Actually, it's quite nice at the wall too to have a block under the sacrum. And just get those legs up. And just get really comfortable. Give your legs a moment to receive the goodness of lightness, of recirculation. Sending the weight of the legs into the hips, into the sockets, nice and stacked and steady. This is a really restorative pose, and it's really great if you've got 10 minutes to do it every day. But any amount is wonderful, and it's so restorative for not just the legs, but your whole body, your mind as well. just find contentment here if you can. It feels so nice and light. If ever it gets too much or the legs hanging out in the air, just bend the knees and that's fine. So if you are at a wall, you are very welcome to spend your Shavasana here in this position if that's your preference. If not, just come back onto your mat. For those already on the mat, let's take the feet down, press into the ground, take the block away. And come to rest in Shavasana. Okay, so before we get super still, we're just going to bring the right knee in towards the chest, towards the armpit, squeeze it in so that the hip socket is compressed, the crease. And press the left leg down into the ground, the calf muscle and the thigh muscle. Squeeze that right knee into the chest without constricting the ribs, the breathing. And release that leg down and just rest the arms by your sides. And just feel that flush of fresh blood flowing through the hip on the right side. Let's do that on the left side now. Bend the left knee into the chest. Interlace your fingers around your shin and draw it into the body, tight, tight, tight. Tight, tight, tight. Shoulders stay grounded. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Tight, 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 tight. And release. Let your leg straighten out and feel that flush of fresh blood through the left hip. Check that the shoulders are in a comfortable position where the heart is open yet supported by the shelf of the shoulder blades behind. Arms just splayed outwards, legs falling outwards. Let your fingers be soft, your toes be soft, your scalp be soft. Feel the forehead relaxing and any lines in the forehead smoothing out. And let the eyes sink deeper in towards the center of the brain, more relaxed. Relax the tongue in your mouth. You can even lick your lips and gulp. And then relax the throat. Let the shoulders sink heavy into the ground and the arms. And feel the hips sinking deeply downward. And the thighs, knees, lower legs, feet resting heavily on the earth. Notice the breath in your belly. Feel how deeply rooted you are, grounded and anchored. And with the safety of the ground and the groundedness, move your awareness into the heart space and revisit your calm center, your place of contentment. Nothing is required, nothing needs controlling. You don't seek anything. Can you simply be content in this moment, calm and centered? No matter what goes on around you, you remain undisturbed, like a deeply rooted tree. And this is Santosha. And bring awareness to your nostrils and the breath entering and exiting there. Let's bring a wave of peace and contentment throughout the body. So imagine that your feet are breathing in. Breathe in your feet, up your legs, your torso, your fingers, arms, up to the crown of your head. And then down through your body, from your crown down through your feet, exhaling out. Let's do that a few more times. Fresh energy in through the feet up to the crown and beyond, and then breathe out, crown through feet. One more. Slowly start to stretch the body out, bringing movement back, maybe having a big yawn, big stretch, and then hug the knees into your chest and take your body over to the right in the fetal position for a few moments of gentle reflection. Use an inhale to press your body up to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your heart, your hands to your content heart in gratitude. I offer a deep gratitude to you and wish you peace. Namaste.